Switch's elite is just from the fishies. He's no longer in that category anymore.
All right.
He made top 8 with no rug last week.
Okay.
So, yeah.
He's moving up in the world.
He just decided after he couldn't win with fish anymore. It was at Grand Prix Providence. He played a mirror match and lost. He was like, I just lost the mirror match. That should never happen. I'm going to stop playing Merfolk.
That was his decision?
Yeah.
I mean, for a while there, watching him battle, I was like, it's a pretty sweet life. Like, he travels all around the U.S., takes his rug deck, never changes it, wins tournaments, takes his Merfolk deck, never changes it, wins tournaments.
Yeah. And then
gets on another plane, flies to another tournament.
Yeah, and then eventually Merfolk failed and had to switch up a little bit. So looking at this battle sideboard, we're not going to
We're not going to
talk about what he's going to take out, but I am curious what he's going to bring in. Maybe Path to Exile, Enlightened Tutor. Or actually, I don't know how much he can move. I think he has a bunch of wish targets, right? Double checking. Yeah, he's got 4 Cunning Wish, so we might not want to bring any of these cards in. Yeah, that was a 1 of the Spreading Seas that game. So.
Is it 1 of Spreading Seas?
1 of Spreading Seas.
Wonder how he came to that conclusion.
Got him good. Lots of playtesting. So. He's also has the Vampire Hexmage Dark Depths combo in here. Yeah, just all the combos.
Oh, wait, we can see a Dark Depths combo?
Yeah, Dark Depths is in this deck. Dark Depths, and he's got Gifts Ungiven to find the combo. Although, I keep looking for it. I wonder if I'm just missing it on this deck list. No, it's just not here. He isn't playing Thopter Sword, which is really strange to me. Seems like that.
You saw that.
Yeah, I thought for sure it would be in here. I don't know why.
He's a combo deck that already is slow against other combo decks, so.
Yeah, I guess. It just seems like you want to gem all the combo pieces you can. But I guess both those combo pieces are bad on their own. You don't want to just ever draw one or the other. Or at least if you draw like a counterbalance, it could do something, right?
Yep. Well, I mean, what about Dark Depths or Hexmage?
Just pay 3, remove a counter. 2/1 First Striker, attack with Goblin Guide, sure, bring it.
The closest I've ever been was like 13. I had 13 counters left on the depths. Or how many does it have?
It was with 10.
10? Okay,
so I hope it didn't have
13
12
counters.
Mana or whatever. Your opponent cast Steady Progress or like
it
what
was
happened?
7 or something, yeah.
Sure.
I knew it was like almost there.
I've
manualed
manualed that card so many times.
You actually manualed
Oh,
it?
there was a PTQ. So John Laux top 8 at a PTQ on Magic Online. By the time he made top 8, he hadn't activated Vampire Hexmage on Dark. He hadn't activated Vampire Hexmage targeting Dark Depths once, but he had manually cranked off Dark Depths 4 times.
That seems insane.
It's pretty insane, right? He just never drew the combo. Just like, all right, crank. Finally get out my 2020. 4 times in that tournament. Made top 8. It's pretty insane.
That's unreal.
You just do that sometimes. Pretty insane stuff. So it looks like Josh is going to take another mulligan here. Took one in the first game. I'll take one now.
It's pretty rough, especially in such a good matchup.
Yeah, matchup was really good for him. Curious how he sideboarded. So curious if Battle of Wits will advance to the 1-0 bracket.
I want to see it go there. I mean, especially because I never see Battle of Wits, advance to the 1-0 bracket.
Yeah, it'd be awesome. I mean, this battle deck is just sweet. I mean, it's a lot of fun. It's the kind of deck I would just be happy taking to my local Legacy tournament for a night, just to see how it does. A lot of fun to play. So it looks like Josh is going to grab his hand now. Or are they just taking the opening hands? Were they shuffling each other's decks?
Yeah, they're probably.
I thought Jared already had his hand, but maybe not.
Yeah, they both have 7.
Okay, they both have 7 cards now.
And they're ready to go.
All right, so we're off to the races.
Or I think maybe Jared's thinking about mulliganing.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, time to mulligan with battle. Make sure you sufficiently randomize that deck.
I think he's just doing the standard blackjack shuffle.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be careful with battle. I mean, I understand you have to sufficiently randomize your deck, but man, with a deck like that, it is not easy to do so.
Josh is still smiling about what's going on.
He's like, I got a feature match. I'm playing against Battle of Wits. Sometimes you get a feature match when you sit down. If it's like round 1 or 2, you're playing like a normal deck. So you know your opponent's playing something weird, right? Otherwise, why would they feature you?
Or you're playing someone that's...
Or you're playing a big name, right? But if you don't recognize the name, it's like, okay, well, that's strange. Like, why am I getting featured? So there must be an interesting deck. So you're like trying to figure out what he could be playing, what's going on. And he just like sits 250 cards in front of you, and you just know that the jig is up. You know exactly what is going on.
I mean, and then I personally would just pump the fist, like, yeah.
It's going to be sweet.
This guy brought Battle of Wits.
I mean, see what happens. Josh still smiling. All right, see what Jared has. And all right, he's good with the 6. I think there's a Stoneforge Mystic in there.
Is there?
Yeah, there is. There's Mystic and Trinket Mage. He also has the Vampire Hex Mage. So 3 creatures in his opener. Hex Mage, Stoneforge, and Trinket Mage.
Lands?
I think there were 2 lands there. Oh.
No, he's going to 5.
Shipping it back. He thought about it.
Why would the Battle Wits person have to shuffle this much for us?
Yes. Well, all the tutoring in Battle Wits too. They do a lot of shuffling. Let's see. So on 5 cards against a 7-card burn hand, Jared's got to be looking for some pretty specific stuff. The Stoneforge was pretty much what he was looking for, I think, in a matchup like this. Hand with Stoneforge, Trinket Mage. But if you only had 1 land, you can't keep that. No. So. And Vampire Hex Mage without Dark Depths is kind of like a mulligan anyway. So.
Especially against a mono red deck.
Yeah, I mean, you could, like I said, you hit their Goblin Guides if you get lucky, but...
You get to block their Goblin Guides. Doesn't seem to, not the kind of card I'm looking for.
Right. That's assuming, of course, you have the lands to cast it.
I mean, Luis Scott Vargas once mulliganed to 5 and had a turn 1 Dark Depth, or 2020 before, so...
Yep, it was on the draw, I went Mox,
Hex Mage Dark Depths.
Hex Mage Depths. It was insane.
Against a mono red deck, too, actually.
pretty absurd stuff. But that guy plays a lot of Magic. When you play enough Magic, you get to see some crazy things happen. Or when you watch enough Magic, we've seen a lot of great things happen here on the Star City Live's StarCityGames.com live coverage. So
we got there.
All right, so we found a suitable 5. Josh cracks his land, goes to get a mountain.
I like his mountains.
Are they all stamped in the corner? Is that what that is?
It's the artist. He stamps and then signs over the stamp.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. It's a cool way of doing it. Like, it's just a black marker. He makes it, lets it dry, and then puts his little initials in there. Do
you know which artist that is?
I do not, but I've seen it multiple times. Somebody can Twitter and tell us. I'm assuming someone knows.
I can look it up on Gather real fast. Oh, so Jared has the mental misstep for the Goblin Guide.
Wow. I mean, I guess Battle Wits is the most insane deck ever if you always draw what you need.
I mean, you have all the best cards, right? So you kind of always just have what you need.
Oh, interesting. So he has Sunken Ruins and he just goes Mox Diamond Go.
Okay. I kind of like holding the diamond there.
Just saying go?
I mean, unless you have a 1-drop you can play.
I mean, he has Brainstorm. I was wondering...
Oh, does he have Brainstorm in his hand?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was curious as to why he went to Brainstormed during his main and tried to find a land. And now he drew up March Flats. Yeah, I definitely thought... I think Brainstorm in turn 1 seemed correct, because then you get to play a land.
Yeah.
And he has a Trinket Mage, so he can go get the Trinket Mage.
And I know you want to dig deeper with Brainstorm, but hitting your land drops seems pretty important there.
Yeah.
Matt Cavada is a man who does that with his lands.
Okay.
Just looked it up. Alright, so Grimlaw match comes down for Josh Patrick Riley. And taps another one, Chain Lightning you to the face. Drops Jared Illum down to 15. Draws his card.
Draws Trinket Mage again.
Taps and time for another Brainstorm. 1, 2, he finds battle. Maze of Ith, alright. Not you can do too much against that Grimlaw Mancer. So if Jared can get up to 5 mana, he'll win the game on his next turn. But I don't think that's going to happen this game.
I mean, he's down to a couple cards, but he does have a Grim Lava Mancer that's going to be able to deal.
Right, the Lava Mancer's going to be
Oh, is that not a Marsh Flats? It's actually
I think it's a Fetid Heath.
Yep.
So he plays down Maze of Ith, which will stop getting any concussive hits by a Goblin Guide, but...
So I think this is the turn where we're going to see Josh play Vortex, maybe? I like the interaction. Battle of Wits is a trigger, right?
Battle of Wits triggers at the beginning of your upkeep.
So does Sulfuric Vortex.
So does Vortex.
You don't live if you're at 2.
Yeah, correct. The way App ordering works, your opponent's abilities will resolve on your own turn before yours. You might just accidentally die if you're at 2 life. We'll see what Josh Patrick Riley... Oh, and there's the Sulfuric Vortex. So now Jared's got to get something going here. He has some Light Tutor in his hand. That might help for something. And he mazes the Lava Mancer.
He thinks about it. He's like, all right, I'll tech now.
Maybe he'll just forget. You never know. Can't miss point damage. All right, there's the Fetid Heath.
All right, and there's still a non-land stuck on the top of his library.
Yeah. So, not the 3 lands you want. Fetid Heath, Mox Diamond, Maze of Ith. All right, so he's going to channel that into the Fetid Heath.
And Cabal Therapy.
Cabal Therapy. And what do you think you name? Fire Blast?
I don't know what I'd name.
Well, see if it resolves. If it resolves, it probably doesn't have Fire Blast, so... Maybe you name more Vortexes?
I don't think you'd name Vortex either. I think you'd probably name something that deals 4 Fire Blast. Seems like a correct
Price
play.
of Progress?
Flame Rip, Price of Progress.
Price of Progress seems like a good one to name. I mean,
Yeah.
you wouldn't have cast the EX, no lands on Jared's side, right? Was trying to get more with it, be a little greedy. And then he...
A main phase in Lightning Tutor?
So Jared names Fire Blast.
Yeah.
So he main phases in the Lightning Tutor because of how the mana worked out for him with the Fetid Heath. And he goes searching for what he wants.
Curious what he's gonna go get.
Let's see, looking at his list.
A land?
Yeah, I think you just go get Sealed Synod.
I don't know if you're gonna win by doing that.
Kind of surprised that he didn't tutor in his upkeep to go find a land.
No. Did he already? Oh, he already had it.
He had the tutor in his hand, yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know.
Kind of like the upkeep tutor to go find a land. Just because then you have your land,
Yeah.
and you get rid of the card, like the blank you know that you're drawing. But Jared is searching. He knows it's here somewhere. Looking for a very specific card, I think. Passes on Tormod's Crypt, passes on Pithing Needle.
Why does he keep Tormod's Crypt in? Like he just has to?
I mean, he's got 15 one-ofs in his sideboard for Cunning Wish, so he can't move anything. Get the Grim Lavamancer, I guess. I don't know. Does he have Thirst for Knowledge?
I guess, yeah, it does beat Grim Lavamancer.
Kinda. Alright, I think we missed it the first time around, so we're going back through. You should shuffle top to the front, so I think top is likely the card he's going to go find. It's a good one to find.
Seems a little bit too slow, especially at the situation that he's in.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with that.
At this point, like, there's an actual clock on the table that's 4 damage a turn that Josh doesn't have to... I mean, he could top deck lands for the rest of the game, and, you know, there's a big clock.
Yeah, I think for Jared to win... Alright, so it looks like he's getting... Can't quite make out what that is.
I think it's an Isochron. Does he have Isochron Scepter in his deck?
Does he have Ice-Crown Scepter? I don't think so. No, he does not have Ice-Crown Scepter.
Okay, then I don't know what it is.
Can't make it out.
Does it gain him life?
Well, it better not gain him life. Because Sulfuric Vortex is in play, yeah. But could be any number of cards, so we'll see what he decided to enlighten tutor for here. And he puts it in his hand. That's not where it's supposed to go.
Did he just put it in his hand?
He just put it in his hand. Yeah, we're getting that rectified right now. I'm still not sure what that card is.
Oh, no, he's putting it back on
Okay.
us.
But we still did get a glimmer of what the card was. Alright, so remedied that situation. And now he's facing down Lavamancer and Sulfuric Vortex. Josh,
Plus
Patrick
whatever's
Riley.
in his hand.
So he has another Vortex in his hand.
You might as well put it in play.
Yeah, I mean, you just want to quicken your clock, right?
Yeah.
And that'll put Jared, and now that he has another mountain, so he can activate Lavamancer this turn, that'll put Jared on 3 turns.
I guess
two to three
depending on
turns.
what that card's on top, I don't think it really has any, it's not going to deal with the Sulfuric Vortex. So, I mean, I would see why, you should probably put another one in play.
Yeah, there's so many cards he could have gotten. I'm not sure exactly what he searched for. I mean, like I said, you could have
I'm still
gotten
going to say it's
anything.
Isochron Scepter.
Even though it's not in the deck, it might as well just be in the deck somewhere.
Maybe we'll find him, misregister.
Huh. Alright, so he draws, does nothing.
Goes down to 7.
Goes down to 7 off the Lavamancer. Next turn he'll go down to 4, and then 2 more, and then 2 more on Josh's turn. So Jared really just does 1 more turn.
Yeah.
Draws Pyroblast. That'll make sure Battle of Wits doesn't trigger. In case that was Jared's plan. Okay, and that's that. So Jared Illum loses game 2, mulligans the 5. Pretty pretty poor draw. Now the question is, can Battle take out the third game?
All right. I mean, I'm going to go with Josh. I think Mono Red's going to be able to pull this one out. I think Battle Wits is a fun, interesting deck, but it really takes, you know, in this matchup, it takes what he did game 1 to get there, where he just actually curved out with a bunch of spells that mattered.
Right. I mean, I think a lot just depends on the draws. Like, depending on what half of Jared's deck he draws.
Exactly.
Could be totally different stories. And also how Josh keeps his hands. I mean, neither of his past 2 hands are really all that fast. If Jared hadn't stumbled this game, he could have easily won. So
Sure. Or not mulligan to 5.
Right, not mulligan to 5, exactly.
That's just it. Like, the deck's schizophrenic. It's really all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, when you're running 154 spells, 95 lands, you never know what you're going to find.
Yeah.
So many 1-ups in the deck, too. It's hard to know. And, yeah, I don't think Jared is sideboarding at all. You think this just has a Cutting Wish sideboard? And to be honest, if I was playing Battle of Wits, I wouldn't want to sideboard it at all either. So,
True. Having to look for cards and everything.
yeah, exactly.
Even a Will of Sun and Moon in his deck. Wow, he's just got so many just 1-hits.
Yeah.
Kataki's War Rage.
Yeah, you just, might as well. You have 1, draw the right card, go find your Kataki, beat up on Affinity if you want to. So, and watching him shuffle this Battle of Wits deck takes me back. What happened? So you said in your very first match ever against Conley Woods, you played again. He was playing Battle of Wits.
Yeah,
what happened?
We didn't know each other. We ended up drawing, and we kind of had a heated battle. We already had a little, little confrontation, and on turn 5 was my turn, and he just resolved the Battle of Wits, so we took a draw.
So
knocking both of us pretty much out of the event.
Oh my!
Because we were both 1-1, and then we went 1-1-1, and in the tournament, no one ended up getting in without X1 or better.
And he had to win on the next turn.
Yeah, he had to win on the next turn.
You didn't concede?
No. Because he took forever. He was taking a long time to do a lot of different things, and like decisions. I had to make aggressive decisions. The game went a different way. It was really funny though. We had a pretty heated confrontation. Finally, I looked back. When we were working on the grinder, we were looking at stats, and I looked back at my PTQs, and I saw that it was
that was Conley Woods. I bet you just didn't even think about that,
No,
right?
of
It's like,
course not.
some dude playing Battle Wits, sure, but...
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it looks like Jared's taking another mulligan here. Certainly not what he wanted to see, mulligan to 5 in game.
I mean, and to be fair, I didn't know that I was knocking. We were knocking
right, I mean,
each
it's
other out
one
of
of
the
your
event.
first PTQs, right?
And it was 3, and we were 1-1-1. Most
Right.
people can get in at X1-1.
Right.
But now that I know that I knocked each other out, now I feel better.
Yeah. There's some good times yesterday with you and Conley in the booth talking about Magic.
Yeah. I want to get him back in.
Battling some Momir. Oh, I'm sure he'd love to. He's playing a pretty innovative deck today.
Yeah.
Well,
when isn't he?
Well, actually, innovative. It's actually not that innovative for a Conley
He's
deck.
playing a Conley, bro.
It's blue-white, Stoneforge Mystic, Jace the Mind Sculptor.
One of his favorite creatures. So his favorite creature in the world is Abyssal Persecutor. And his second favorite is Aven Mind Sensor.
He's playing 4 Aven Mind Sensors.
Yeah.
He calls it blue-white land death. And so...
Oh, because he probably has stifles.
Yes, 4 Stifle, 4 Aven Mind Sensor.
That man loves destroying lands more than anyone else on this planet.
It's just not like having fun. He's like, you know what's awesome when my opponents are not having fun?
Yeah.
I like destroying all of the lands. Alright, Jared picks up a 6. Is this one going to be any better for him? Let's see. If he's content with these 6 cards. Alright, he keeps. Down comes Swamp. Top. That's a good one to have on the first turn.
Yeah, that's definitely what Jared wants to be able to like run around his deck.
I see a Jace in his hand. I see another land.
I mean, he's getting hit, and top seems like a really good card against the Goblin guy that's going to come out and play this turn.
Yeah. Pretty good at getting a land every turn. Of course, if that guy hits you 3 times, you might be dead before you can get too much use out of it, but...
Is that a Preordain?
It is a Preordain. Also, if you find Counterbalance, top Counterbalance versus Burn is insane. Of course...
Especially in a deck like Battle of Wits where you can actually hit all the converted mana costs.
Well, yeah, yes and no. It helps because you have all the mana costs. On the flip side, you're less likely to find certain mana costs, but... so, 2 comes in to Jared and flips off Cabal Therapy. So Jared's got a Cabal Therapy going into his hand. And now land, just sack it.
What does he have for a 2-drop?
I must have missed it. We're going to find out. He wouldn't crack the fetch land without activating top first if he didn't have a 2-drop. So We'll see what he's got here.
Stoneforge Mystic.
If he has the Mystic, I thought it didn't see a
don't think it
Mystic,
does
but if he did, that'd be really insane. Let's see what he finds. So he's probably going to find a blue-white dual Tundra.
I don't know if I like doing that. It makes the price of progress so much better. I mean, that's what's going to happen to get his lands, his colors, but
Right.
price of progress really scares me.
Yeah, I agree. I think in this case you probably have to get a Tundra, but ideally you just want to fetch out as many basics as possible.
Yeah.
He does play 33 basic lands, so I mean he's got quite a few targets. We'll see what happens next. Well, he's not shuffling, or I mean he is shuffling, but he's not leaving his deck there. So no Stoneforge Mystic, no 2-drop that's going to go search something out.
I mean, with Battle, I bet he's more aware of it, but I've definitely been thinking about games and thinking about situations, and I crack a land, shuffle it, think for a little, send to my opponent, he shuffles, then I play Stoneforge
right,
and
yeah.
about it.
Yeah, I try and minimize that as possible because those seconds are valuable, especially when you're playing those cards in particular, right? So the Stoneforges, the Cobblades. All right, Preordain. That's what he's going to do.
Tolaria West, and I think does he have Tolaria West in his deck?
Yeah, he's got Tolaria West in his deck. 4 of them.
And I think a Sunken Ruins is what I see.
Yeah, it looks like a pair of lands. He's going to ship both of them to the bottom of his very large deck. Just in case he gets down that far. It's important that they're the last 2 cards. And draws a new card, which is... I'm not sure what that one was. Basketball Therapy. And what do you think your name here? So it's turn... It hasn't had much chance to do anything yet.
I mean, it's just there's a bunch of bird spells, so he did get the Sulfuric Vortex.
So we got Vortex, reveals 2 Pyroblasts.
Oh, this is actually a hand where he might be able to pull something in because there's not a lot of burn.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So you have 2 Pyroblasts, 2 lands, and I'm not sure if that's a... Is he Flame Javelin in his deck? No, I'm not sure what that last card is then. Maybe it's Chain Lightning?
Let's just say it's red and it deals damage.
I think that's a safe bet in any card here. All right, well, we'll find out soon enough probably. So passes back to Josh Patrick Riley. Going to draw a new card. Figure of Destiny. And attack 2 with the Goblin Guide.
And this is a free attack with Goblin Guide because he doesn't know anything on top.
Right.
Where pretty soon every single, attack is going to give a card.
Right. I mean, as long as there's land in his top 3 cards, that top will ensure that Goblin Guide digs Jared Illum a little further into his deck and keeps his land drops flowing.
Maybe we can get him under 200.
That's what the Elixir of Immortality is for.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
All right, let's see. What is Josh going to go for here on turn 2? Looks like he drew another Goblin Guide this turn. I think that was his draw. Unless that's what he had last turn, maybe.
Oh, wow.
Reveals Duress twice, and Jared takes 4, goes to 13. And I think you might have just had the double Goblin Guide draw.
That's really impressive.
So
That's such a good draw.
Yeah, the double Goblin Guide draw is always a strong one.
Afraid of engineered explosives, he doesn't want to play the figure? Or some kind of mass removal spell?
Yeah, I don't think he wants to get blown out. That is all he has going on after all.
That's true.
And he gets to represent Pyroblast, and actually, he has Pyroblast. Both players know it. So, none of the 3 cards for Jared seem that exciting. Let's see how he stacks them. So, Duress, Tolaria West, going to choose not take either of those cards. I think Mythal Misstep was the other option. Plays Marsh Flats.
Seems like a good card to have against the Pyroblasts. Or Pyro and Hydro.
Yeah, definitely. So now those guides are going to get it in there. And triggers on the stack. Jared's figuring out if he wants to crack a land now, take the West on top of his deck, how he wants to do this. I think it might be better to crack a land now and shuffle.
Yeah.
Because the Tolaria West isn't going to be that good. I guess you could Zern Orb, actually. That might be relevant.
Yeah, that actually could against 2 life for each land.
Yeah, you could sacrifice land. So if he sees two lands on top, he's happy taking both of them. And it's going to drop to 9 life. So Jared at 9, Josh at 18.
With just a bunch of creatures, not as much burn.
Yeah, a little burn light. All right, so now he chooses to play the figure.
Yeah, keeping the counter spells up.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. Now the question for Jared is, can he find explosives or something similar?
If he cracks that land, he has to deal with one of the creatures on board, or that's lethal.
Now, the Tolaria West could find explosives, but that's a turn too slow, I think. He could find Glacial Chasm, but that's probably not what he wants to really do.
There might have to be to buy him the time, though.
Yeah, just, man, if you fall so far behind, you don't really get to buy too much time because you have to sacrifice a land to play it. All right, so there's...
Oh, you have to sacrifice land to the
yeah, when Chasm comes to play, you have to sacrifice
and
a land.
then it has an upkeep.
And it has an upkeep of pay 2 life.
That's expensive.
Yeah, that thing gets out of hand fast. That's why you can really only use it in one deck, maybe 2.
In lands.
Yeah, lands and maybe weird Living Wish decks. A couple more lands use it, I suppose. But let's see. All right. Corey Fay asks on Twitter. Corey Fay made top 8 last weekend with Jund and played a lot of Legacy in Cincinnati. He says he doesn't like the turn 2 preordain. He would have liked to leave a land on top for the Goblin Guide. I think what Jared was trying to do there was he didn't like either of the cards, and if he left a land on top, then he had to draw it, and so he had to leave both cards there to get the advantage off the Goblin Guide.
Yeah, that's very true.
I can see that line of thought. So Jared goes for Mental Misstep on the Figure of Destiny, and Josh is going to Pyroblast that, or do some kind of blast on it. One of his 2 blasts either way. And I think Jared's fine with that. He just wants him to use his blasts.
Yeah.
He knows that not going to get a lot of value out of that misstep. He's clearly holding up.
And he has 2 of them, and he'd much rather, like I said, have exactly lethal next turn.
Yeah, so now Jared's got to find a way out. There's Pyroblast, getting rid of the misstep. And Jared's going to top his up, keeps his Force of Will, Muddle the Mixture, and a land. So Muddle the Mixture could find Counterbalance, but that's not going to be enough right now.
No.
Let's see what other 2-drops he can find.
Oh, you wouldn't want Counterbalance.
Trying to think of things. Let's find here. Does he have like Pyroclasm in his deck, or any kind of Pyroclasm effect? No. Guess he's Esper.
I mean, he's in a really tough spot right now.
Yeah,
not only does Josh have a counterspell for any blue card, but he has 8 damage sitting on the board, and none of these cards help Jared at all. The only thing I could possibly see is, well, he did activate the top. I don't really see any way of him getting out of this game.
Yeah, I'm looking through his list. He doesn't really have many sweepers. He's got like Wrath and Day, but turn too slow for those. All right, he's going to transmit Tolaria West, maybe find Zern Orb. I think that's probably what he's going to go for. I'm looking at his options. He can find Glacial Chasm and Zern Orb are the 2.
Yeah, this is ugly.
And get one of those 2 cards and buy a turn. But then he has to find something on the next turn. I don't know what he's looking for. So, did he find his card? It looks like
he put it out on the screen. We can't see what it is.
Okay. Where is it? Is that the bottom of the screen?
Way left.
Way left, bottom left. I think that's Zern Orb. The new face one from the Vault's Exiled.
I couldn't tell you.
But I'm not sure. Yeah, he put it right into play. Yep, it's Zern Orb. So there's the Orb. So we can sack a land to gain 2 life. He now has that ability at any time he wants. So Josh levels up his Lava, or his Figure of Destiny.
And because he has a mountain play, he's just going to do it again. That makes Jared have to sacrifice a land and then really have to do something next turn.
And Josh just drew Fire Blast.
And that's it.
And Jared has Force in his hand.
Yeah, but he has a counter as well.
Level up the figure. Yeah, he's got the counter back. So Jared sacrifices a land.
Why is he flipping 2 cards over? Oh, he just knows he's dead. He just accidentally flipped 2 over.
Yeah.
And now he's going, I'm smart.
Yeah. And yeah, I think the judges are resolving the issue.
Yeah, he's going to get a warning.
Probably make him shuffle his deck.
No, he's going to keep that
know the card that he knows about.
That card in.
But I don't know how Jared's going to get out of this one. I mean, there's
that's where he's at. He's already checked out mentally.
Yeah.
That's why he made that mistake.
Right.
He's just going to go through the last motion because, he is on the future match with Battle Wits. He's just going through the motions right now.
Yeah, it seems likely that Fire Blast is just going to be the game ender here, unless for some reason Josh doesn't feel like casting.
He's going to pitch the Force, go to 1 life, and then he's going to show him the other card.
Yep, and that'll be that. I mean, he even knows that he's got the other red elemental blast. So.
Oh, he does. Yeah. What's he?
So
Why
once
is he going through this?
Well, I don't know. I mean, he can sacrifice 2 more lands.
I mean, sure. And then Josh forgets to attack for the next 5 turns while Jared reassembles a mana base.
Something like that. Well, let's see what happens. So, all right, he's forcing. Josh is going to blast it. And Jared's going to sacrifice some lands to stay alive. Maybe Josh will draw 2 cards on accident. Yeah, could happen.
Or he'll get a phone call and says he has to leave an emergency.
Right. Things could happen. All right, so
Jared's going deep on his lines.
So he forces. He can red elemental blast back. And now Jared has to sacrifice 2 of his lands to make this work. All right, sacrifices his planes, goes up to 4 life.
No, 3 life. Force of Will.
Oh, 3 life from Force of Will. Gotta sacrifice another land now. And he's gonna get rid of his Tundra.
I mean, I got to give it to it. Jared is the exact opposite of a player that I am. I would have been out of this game like 3 turns ago. I would have already been walking around the hall.
Do you find yourself conceding early sometimes?
Yes. That's like one of the jokes, is I concede a lot of games early. There's a match. We were in a draft. Raptor was in the draft pod as well as I was. It was on Moto. And we were actually battling. We're sitting across from each other on Moto battling. Happened a lot when we were playtesting since we're Moto all the time. And the board stalled, and my deck was so much better than his, so I just conceded game 2. Like, just because there was a board stall and I was bored and I wanted to finish it.
Like, whatever, let's win game 3 anyway,
Yeah.
right? Did you win game 3?
No.
Of course not.
Yeah, of course not.
I'm sure Raptor braided you endlessly for it.
And Owen was there, so it
man.
didn't help. And Ben S, yeah. And yeah, it was fun times.
At least on Moto you have the clock excuse, right? Like, oh,
No, we both had like 21
Oh,
minutes.
well, yeah, there you go. All right, so Jared is topping here, flips his card
Flipping
on top.
for a random card.
Seeing if his mystery card will help him out. He has Innocent Blood. I don't think that'll do it. He's got his hand like Ponder, Innocent Blood, Mystic Gate, I think. I think he sees the curtains.
I mean, I like how much he's trying.
All right, so looks at his top 3 cards, flips them, chooses a shuffle.
What is this?
I mean, if you're playing Battle of Wits on the feature match camera, you want to take as much time as you can.
That's true. He's actually just trolling all of us just so he can like finish out as much of his game.
Yeah, you can't blame him. I mean, he's playing Battle of Wits. He deserves it.
I mean, and if he comes back from this, he just, it's the sweetest thing ever.
You know, like I said, crazy things could happen. Maybe Josh is going to concede out of pure awesomeness. Maybe the board will get stalled. Like, who knows? You never know.
The board will get stalled?
Yeah. So that's time in the round.
Wow. Oh, he's fighting for a draw.
You could try and buy.
He's
time.
actually just fighting for the draw.
Yeah,
I didn't know we were that close
I don't
to
think
time.
I don't think it's possible for him to get to that point, though.
No. Especially because, Josh can, draw 3 more cards.
Yeah. But, I mean, we'll see what goes on. Jared had a virtual 5 because of his lands, but I don't think it'll be enough. So, Josh cuts Jared's deck.
We get 1 card.
All right, 1 card off the top. County Erector wasn't what he was looking for, and that's match. Jared Illum picks him up. Still a great effort by Jared.
Yeah,
Fun to watch Battle of Wits in action.
It was a blast to watch that.
For sure. Ton of fun to watch battle. We'll be back next round. Not with Battle of Wits, unfortunately. Unless if there's a 1-0 Battle of Wits someone else is playing, we have to feature that person too.
I think I want to watch an actual 60 card versus 60 card matchup next round. I mean, maybe if battle is like 1-1 or 2-1 or something.
Yeah.
Don't think we can spend all day watching battle.
All right, we'll be coming back to the booth in a couple seconds here. Hi everyone, back in the booth. I'm Gavin Verhey here with Brad Nelson at the Star City Games Open Series in Seattle. We just saw Battle of Wits on the feature match. Always fun. Love watching the battle decks play it out. So we're gonna cut to break real fast.
Oh, okay.
And we'll be back in They just called time, so we'll be back in about 5 minutes or so.
Sweet.
5-10 minutes with the next round of Legacy coverage.